Welcome TechbrothersIT. In this video, we are going to learn about a database in a Snowflake. We are going to cover some definitions, how to create a database, and then how to drop the database at the end as well. So in Snowflake, a database is a highest level container for your data. So that holds your schemas, which holds your tables and views and other objects such as store procedures and whatnot. Now in this case, you will be having a database first, and then in the database you will create a single schema or more schemas which will be holding your these objects. Now each account can have multiple databases, and we often do need to create more than one database, and it's great with one account we can create the more or multiple databases which are needed. Databases are logical separate from compute virtual warehouses. So once you create a database, the database is going to hold the tables and schemas and views and all that, and that will be saved on the storage. And you know that your storage and your compute is separated. So they are not depending upon each other. And when you create the database, that database can be accessed by the multiple virtual warehouses. So that can be of different sizes, such as small, large, or whatever. So why we create a database? It separates the environment such as production, development, staging, and all that. So that's one of the good reason can be, hey, I want to have a database for my development. I want to have a database for my UAT, prod, staging, and these are different environments for which I would like to have a separate database, and I would like to have different permissions on those databases. Maybe also the objects can be different in those databases as well. Now organize data by project or business domain such as sales, human resources, and finance. Now that's also one of the good reason, like you create different databases for each of the different business domain. Now your sales data will go to the sales database, your HR data will go to the HR, and your finance data will go to the finance database. Control permission at the database level. So you can see that the sale people will have only permission to the sale database, and finance people will have only permission to the finance, as we have separated them by the database. Keep data governance and security clean. So that's also a good feature when we are creating multiple databases, and then those databases hold our different objects. Now let's go ahead and create the database. Very simple, you will say create database if not exist, and the name of the database right here. So we call it sales DB. So different naming convention can be used. Maybe some people say DB underscore sales, some people will just say sales. So there isn't really hard rule for the naming convention. That depend upon your organization and naming convention. Now if you go right here, and let me show you right here, let's expand this, and here in the one of the tab called data, and there you are gonna, once you click there, you're gonna see the databases right here, the ones you already have created right here. Okay, now here you also see those list and details of those databases, and there is a button called the databases. You can always go right here and add that from here as well. So let me say test demo, and now you can put some comments. This is demo database. Okay, if you don't want the comments, that's fine, and we can create. And now once the database is created, you can see right here is called the test demo. As you can see that I have provided a small name, and once the database is created, it's kind of used in uppercase. So nothing to worry about that. That's the same database we just created. Now let's go back to our worksheet. So if you remember, we go to the home here, and how to create databases, that's our worksheet. And here we are using the SQL command to create the database. So here now you will go ahead and create the database. We are going to go ahead and execute, and once it is executed, it says database sales underscore DB created. Now there are a couple of ways to take a look. One, I can go back to the data tab and take a look from there, or we will take a look later how to use show databases. Now I'm going to go ahead and create another called HR underscore DB, and there is another one. Let's say, okay, let's create this one first. So now this HR underscore DB is created as well, and now what we can do that we can switch between the databases. So let's say I want to create a table in this database, then I will say use database sales DB. Or if I want to create a table in this or select the data from this database, then I will change to this HRDB. So if you go right here, now right here you see that that's the scope of your query right here. So right now it's called HRDB under .public, that's a schema. So I can go right here and change from here. Let's say I want to do test, and I can simply click on test DB. Now the scope is changed to the test. And here we have a sales DB as well we have created. So we can say use database sales DB. So let me just run that, and now you can see that sales underscore DB is selected. Now if I create the table, it will be created under this sales DB database. Now I will show you all those tables, schemas and all that. We are going to go in those scenarios as well, but right now we are just looking at the database operations. So here, if I would like to list all those databases that I have, I can say show databases, and it is showing me all the databases. Here it is created on so that's where when you created those databases. Here for actually that record will be for each of the database. So you can see that created on for this HRDB. Then you can say is default. So there are some properties here, and you can take a look. Is current origin owner, and comments are here as well. So if you are writing comments, so when you are creating the database, they will be appear here. And then there are different settings such as retention time, kind, and own role type and everything. So you can see right there. So here is just a standard, and you can see right there, this is his application, and you can see right there. So this is our default database. So I haven't created this, but I have created HRDB, sales DB, I have created a test. So you can see right there, and there that's where my account appears, and you can see right there. And you can see that these are standard, and here are some imported database such as this. When I created the Snowflake account, it was automatically imported. So those are different databases are available right here. And then there is a user, see right here it says users Tech Brothers, that's my username. And then if I go further here, and I can see that is called personal DB. Okay, that's fine. We will further dig into these different scenarios, but for us the most important are the one we just created, and those are user databases, and these are the owner for these those databases. Okay, let's hide the results and take a look on more some queries. And here if I need to rename, so sales DB, and let me take you back here, and if you see right here, if I refresh this window, and now you're going to see HR, sales, and all those databases right there as well. Also from here, the icon you can see right there, and once right here, this is something, this is our standard, and these are the ones which we were, when I created the account, they got appeared, and this is the one that is imported. So, and you can see this one is showing you user, so you can see the difference in the database types right here. Okay, so now in this case we have sales database here, and then if I need to maybe rename, I can do that, or see the definition here, so I can do that as well. So you can have different options here. Now what I'm going to do here, so I'm going to change the name. So I'm going to say alter database sales DB, that's one, to this sales DB rename. So if I execute this statement, and once it's finished, you can see rename is completed, and I have to refresh right here, and you can see that name is changed to the sales DB renamed. Also, if I would like to add some comments, so I can say alter database database name set comment is equal to renamed sales database. That can be done as well. And now you can see that's the query is completed. And when we say show databases, what this is going to do is going to show me the database with the comments. So you can see right there, this is the database I'm talking about, the second one. And if I will go for right here, so you can see the comment right here, renamed sales database. These are the comments. Now we can go further into different options such as we know that schema is a sub container inside the database, and you can click right here. So this is our database we just created, and you see that there is information schema and public schema. So these are the sub containers inside, and they come with the default when you create the database. So if I would like to run this, say, hey, show me all the schemas here, and execute, it's going to show me these are two schemas. But later on, we are going to create a schema maybe called HR, or maybe we will create some other schemas depending upon our need. So there, your sales is going to be your main container, and inside the sales, maybe you have let's say European sales. So you will create a schema Europe, and then you will create a schema US. So those could be two different containers, and in the Europe container, all the tables will be having European data in those tables, and in the US schema, then all the tables will have US data. So I will create those and show you all those schemas and everything, nothing to worry. But right now we just want to see, hey, these are the default schemas that comes with the database when we create it. Now how to create the drop the database? Very easy. You will say drop database if exist, and then name of the database. So if I run this query, it's going to go ahead and drop this. So HRDB successfully dropped. So if I refresh now, the HRDB is gone. Same way, if I will execute this, and then our sales DB renamed will be gone as well. So refresh, and it's gone. Now that's great. And if you click right here, this is not giving me option to drop the database here, and that's fine. So if I have to drop test DB, so I have to come in the SQL command here, and I can say test DB. So now I can execute this command, and my test DB will be gone as well. So only test demo is left. So this is how you will create different databases, and then you will rename them or drop them. So here are some closing notes. Databases are logical containers independent of computers. So they are not depending on the computer. You could have select any compute to work with those different databases, and here's the way you can select the database on which you would like to work. So in this case, we have demo DB here, and now I can change to different virtual warehouses. So that's totally independent. Now organize them for security, governance, and clarity. Okay, use show databases to audit. So this will give us all the information about the databases, and then we will use account underscore usage views to see the size and cost analysis. Okay, so that's pretty much about how to create database, how to drop, and how to use them in this Snowflake. These are the main containers in your Snowflake account, and inside those you will be creating schemas, and then under the schemas you will be creating tables, views, and other objects. So I will go ahead and create the schemas in the next video, so that will make more sense. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe my channel, and I will see you guys in next video.